This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
With Jamie Lent and Jeff McGuire, I'm Chuck Heinz. We take your thoughts, comments, reactions to things on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Go to doublet973.com for that on the mobile app. Visual Edge IT hotline is open too at 806-771-0973. So just kind of looking at this College Football Coaches Association ask, one of the things that they'd like to do is they'd like to have more access with regard to the college football playoff. Whatever that number is, the powers that be should find that. I do know some coaches supported 24. We didn't discuss that a great deal, but felt like change is needed. They want to start this series. If you're just tuning in, they want to start the season earlier with everybody playing on week 0. Get the season completed by the second Monday in January, and eliminate the conference championship games. How likely do you think the elimination of the conference championship games is?
I feel like that one's unlikely.
Yeah, just because of too much money.
Money made by the networks then.
Well, and the other thing too is, and the other thing too is that, you know, in the case of so many of these conferences now with so many teams and the, you know, unevenness of the schedule, you're trying to figure out a way for your automatic qualifier per se, you know, for the college football playoff, you know, and to determine a true champion. Mm-hmm. And it's hard to do that when you're not playing everybody. So
yep, fair point.
You know, and so that's something I think. But I wouldn't mind seeing, though, like the teams that have been eliminated from the conference championship game. I don't know if you could do this or not. I don't know if you could, like, if you had this 2014 playoff, it's probably unlikely that you could do this, although I don't know why not. Could you say to the four teams, the Power Four conferences, the Big Ten, the SEC, the Big 12, and the ACC, all right, 2 of you guys are going to play on Friday, and 2 of you guys are going to play on Saturday, and we're going to play a college football playoff game on that Saturday at some point in time. In other words, you have an 11 a.m. kick, and you have a 2 o'clock kick, and then that night
Which week?
The week of the conference championship game. So you go ahead and start the college football playoffs, like with the teams that are way down the mark that aren't playing in the conference championship games. Could you go ahead and start the college football playoffs that same weekend? Or is there not enough room?
Oh man. So the regular season, the conference championship games would still be going on, and then we would have playoffs at the same time?
Yeah, you'd have...
Same weekend?
Could you? You probably couldn't do that.
Yeah, it seems like that would be really difficult to do.
But you certainly could start. You certainly could have college football playoff games the next weekend. I mean, just to get it going.
You remember I'm trying to remember my model, but my model would be that the teams that are playing in the conference championship game.
Oh yeah.
Remember those 8 teams of the Power Four, they're the 8 teams that get the byes in the first round.
In the first round, yeah.
And so the next week so they would get a bye, but ultimately the teams that were playing in the first week of the college football playoff would also get a bye. It would be conference championship week.
Conference championship weekend, yeah.
Yep.
In their week between the end of the regular season and the conference championship games, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that would still make for exciting times for fans, and everybody gets 1 week.
Yeah.
1 week. Jeff?
That's assuming that all 8 teams that are playing in their conference championship games are worthy of being in the college football playoff.
Yeah, I'm putting them in.
Especially if you've got 24 teams.
Yeah, exactly. If you got 24 teams, I'm putting them in.
Yeah.
Yep.
That makes sense. The other thing that's kind of wonky about this,
you get to the conference championship game, you set yourself up for a better chance in the college football playoff.
Mm-hmm. The other thing, currently the transfer portal runs from January 2nd to the 16th of January, and that's also a motivator, according to the coaches, to end the season earlier so that players can get to their new teams. Of course, yeah.
Really?
That's what they said.
That's great.
They want to obviously also reduce the lag time. Indiana went 27 days between the Big Ten championship game and the college football quarterfinal at the Rose Bowl, and then 10 more days until it faced Oregon in the semifinals.
Yeah. And they handled it just fine.
They did.
They were the only one, but they handled it just fine.
But
they also were really, really good.
And they had the previous experience from the year before of how it didn't go so well for them.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of their coaching staff and
true enough
things like that. Are you cool with where the transfer portal is, and would you like to see another one, or are you cool with just one? You'd like to have none. I understand that. Would you like to have one after spring football? A little mini one?
I don't think I would hate that.
Yeah.
I don't think I would hate it.
Yeah.
I mean, because I think in that situation, guys are seeing how much did I play in the spring? Who am I behind? And then they have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or even if it was, I think after the spring, even if it was like May 1, let's just say it was May 1. You have a week after May 1, because you're going to know right away, right? You have a week.
But then you think of the teams, though, the teams themselves, the programs, the schools, whatever. Okay, they think they have their team made up, and then after the spring, they got guys bailing.
Yeah. And then it's a continuous scramble. So
I would put the caveat on the second one.
Mm-hmm.
You can only enter one of the two transfer portals. You can do it early or you can do it late, but you can't do both. That way, if there is a guy who sticks around at a school, finds out, oh, look, I'm not going to play, now I can transfer out.
Yeah.
If a guy transfers in, he made his decision, now he's got to live with it.
Gee, making people live with their decisions, man.
I know, I'm a terrible person.
What a society we've come to. That's a decision you made, and you're going to have to stick to it. And we all heard that as kids, but man, you say that to somebody now, and it's like you've offended them. You've taken away their God-given right to humanity. Why should we make somebody stick to their decision, stick to their commitment? You said you were going to do this. Now do this.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
In sports history, today is Wednesday, May the 6th, 2026. Here is Jeff McGuire with this day in sports history.
Starting in 1953, St. Louis Browns' Alva Bobo Holman, making his first career start, pitches a no-hitter versus the Philadelphia A's, winning 6-0.
Wow, that's a auspicious start, right?
Retire right there. You can't do any better. I'm done.
Just walk away.
1974, Oakland A's pitcher Paul Lindblad. I had that right when I wrote this morning, typed it out this morning. Makes an errant throw in the first inning of a 6-3 loss to Baltimore. Not that big of a deal? Well, it ended his record streak of 385 consecutive errorless games.
Wow.
It's a bunch.
1982, Seattle Mariners' Gaylord Perry becomes the 15th pitcher to win 300 games. 1998. Kerry Wood strikes out 20 Houston Astro batters, tying the Major League Baseball record held by Roger Clemens. He throws a one-hitter and does not walk a batter in his 5th career start. In 2017, The number 4 Texas Tech baseball team recorded a 1-0 victory over West Virginia in the series opener. Sophomore lefty Erickson Lanning got the start for the Red Raiders in the first game of a doubleheader, tossing 6 innings of shutout baseball, giving up only 2 hits, walking 2, striking out 1. He improved to 3-1 with the win.
Way to go, E.
About, we'll say 30 minutes later, Game 2, the number 4 Texas Tech baseball team clawed back from down 3-1 to earn a hard-fought 4-3 victory over West Virginia. Cody Farhat racked up 3 hits on Saturday night, including the knock that scored the go-ahead run in the 9th inning. Ryan Long and Orlando Garcia both recorded 2-out hits. The Red Raiders totaled 10 against the Mountaineers. It is physically impossible for this, but International No Diet Day.
Today? Mm-hmm. So it's like free to eat whatever you want if you're on a diet?
Which is a diet, by the way.
Oh.
It's a version.
It's a version of a diet. Is would eat whatever you want. It's food you ingest is your diet. But I guess it's healthy diet would be the way to add the caveat to this.
It's a funny term because, Jeff is absolutely right. What you eat is your diet.
Yeah.
But when people say diet, they think cutting back or not eating certain things or whatever. But it could mean your diet could be to eat whatever you want every
chance
day.
you get.
Yeah.
It's also National Crepe Suzette Day. So have a very thin pancake.
Man. Good stuff right there.
That is. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying they're a very thin pancake.
The first one I ever had was at this little place on top of a mountain in Colorado.
Ooh.
Man, they were good.
Was it the scenery that made them good, or was it the crepe Suzette that were good?
All of the above. Strawberries and blackberries that were on top of it. All the above.
Happy birthday to George Clooney, who is 65. Chris Paul, 41. Tony Blair, 73. Bob Seger, 81. Jose Altuve, who had, boy, did he have some strikeouts last night, is 36. And Jason Witten is 44. And on this day, 1937, the airship Hindenburg, the largest dirigible ever built, the pride of Nazi Germany, burst into flames upon touching the morning mast in Lakehurst, New Jersey, killing 36 passengers and crew members on this day. Oh, the humanity.
Yeah, the play-by-play guy that was there.
Inspired a turkey drop many, many years later.
Yeah.
And that is this day in sports history.
This day in sports history. Would you ever ride in a Goodyear blimp?
I don't see a reason for that.
Okay. What if they said, "Hey, we're coming to town, and you get to kind of just go up and do a quick little tour around Lubbock. Get to do do kind of a flyby over the stadiums and the loop and stuff like that." No,
Yeah, doesn't seem appealing.
Jeff, you would do that, wouldn't you?
In a heartbeat.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have to finish asking the question for me to say yes.
Yeah. Going back to Kerry Wood just for a second.
He was really good.
He was, but it was
short time.
It was.
Him and Mark Pryor both.
Yeah, he had 200 strikeouts in 4 of his first 5 seasons, 266 in 2003, but didn't play for very good teams, and especially Cubs in those days and the Indians. He did have a bout with the Yankees in 2010, and then back to the Cubs. He was the Rookie of the Year.
Bout with the Yankees.
Well, he was with Cleveland, and I don't know how many games he played with the Yankees. He was with the Indians 2009-10, and then with the Yankees just 2010. Yeah. So
when I hear the word bout, I think a battle or a fight with.
Okay, that's fair. Maybe just a tour. How about that?
There you go.
A tour. He was traded from the Indians to the Yankees on January 31st, 2010 for Andrew Shive, Matt Cusick, and Cash. He did go 2-0 with an .069 earned run average in 24 games. He was the, quote, bridge to Mariano Rivera in 2010 in the postseason. Okay. They won the ALDS, but then lost to the Rangers in Game 6 of the 2010 ALCS. Okay. And then the Yankees decided they did not want to exercise their option for him, and he went back to the Cubs. But he had some arm issues and things like that.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Yeah. He's
sad.
He's 48 now. You always think of him as a really young guy, but he's 48 years old. So be 49 in June next month. All right, 6:52 this morning here on the Morning Drive. Thoughts, comments, Yates Flooring Center chat line. Go to WT973.com for that, or the mobile app. Visual Edge IT hotline is open too at 806-771-0973. Don't know if you saw this or not, but apparently the Mets, Jamie, as much as they've struggled, as much as they've backed their manager, there was a rumor out there that the Mets talked to Dusty Baker about finishing the year with them in replacing Carlos Mendoza.
Okay.
And the reason that talks broke down is that Dusty Baker wanted to bring in his own guys to be with him.
Oh, I thought it was because they didn't have the toothpicks.
No.
They didn't have any wristbands?
I think they got plenty of wristbands. But he wanted to bring in his own staff, and the Mets said no.
They were just wanting to make a change at the manager
top.
position.
Yeah. Maybe just wanted a figurehead. But, Dusty Baker spent some time in the World Baseball Classic this past year. And, even though he's up there in years, he's apparently still got some gas left in the tank, or at least enough to get him through the season. But that was just a rumor. So we'll see. We'll see if that helps. But at some point in time, the Mets are going to have to perform, or somebody's head's going to roll.
You would think so.
Yeah.
Somebody else's head. They've already had one head roll.
Yeah, right.
They're already in the basket. That's why Dusty Baker was asking to go there.
Right. The drum beat is going for the headhunters.
Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Good morning with Jeff McGuire and Jamie Lent. I'm Chuck Heinz. All right, coming up on the old schedule today, we'll have the high school fan zone with coaches from Lubbock High, Coronado, Friendship, and Lubbock Cooper. Also tonight, we'll have the Astros and the Dodgers from Houston, from H-Town, from the Icebox, from the air conditioning building. And then the Yankees will host the Rangers tonight from the Bronx. We'll have that at 5:30 on Double T 97.3. Monday, we had Estacado coach Mark Giannis on. Randy Rosetta did, and as part of the high school fan zone, and he announced his resignation as the head baseball coach from Estacado. And so I don't know if we're going to have him. We've had a number of those this year. It seems like he's going to stay on and teach at Estacado. He's got 3 boys. I think what he told me was 14, 10, and 5 or 6 or 4, right in that age. So, active kids, and they've got stuff going on, and he wants to be a part of that. But good coaches, Jamie, can be hard to find, and we've seen some changes over at Friendship, and I'm sure that there'll be some other changes too as it comes down the pike towards the end of the school year, whether it's retirement or coaches moving on, or just saying, God, I just can't do this anymore. It just, I guess, speaks to how it is a young man, young woman's game, in terms of coaching and trying to keep up, but also just the time, effort, and that all goes into it.
Yeah, all the above is true, but I also just think it's as simple as, they've done it for a long time, and they want to live their lives a little bit. And as you, very accurately laid out there. It takes a lot of time, and so they want to be able to do family things too, and not have their lives dominated by that. And they're older, and they've done their time, so to speak, and had their successes and all that good stuff, and so they just want to live a bit of a normal life. I mean, for those guys, during their seasons, it overtakes their lives.
Yeah,
it really does. And so, yeah.
So I mean, when you talk about changes to the college football season and moving things up and moving things around and stuff like that, I mean, I know those coaches are, the head coaches especially for Power 4 conferences. I mean, they're paid handsomely, but man, it too is a young man's game, and you kind of look at some, it doesn't look like, just from like when you see politicians when like they take over as governor and then 8 years later they look like, man, that guy really aged or that gal really aged. But there is we all get older and we all look a little different, as the time, but it seems like it sure accelerates with those high pressure jobs like that.
Yeah, I hope this doesn't fall into the category of bickering. I know they're coaches, and I know it takes time and all of those things. But to compare is, I don't know. It's really difficult to do because, head football coaches across college football have massive staffs that take care of so many different things for them that really, compared to a high school coach who has, so many things that he has on his plate, and he's also teaching algebra or whatever, and those and the finances make it all worthwhile to have it, to have yourself being a college football coach and the schedule changing on you and it running your schedule. Whereas, these guys that are coaching, high school baseball at Estacado are not millionaires.
Right.
It's a different deal.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Let's see this from the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Like how JL has aged the last many years since hosting with Chuck. Do you feel like you've aged exponentially since you've been with me? Have I put extra years on you?
I don't think I've necessarily aged. But it's, I would say that it's changed me a little bit. But I don't think I've gotten older.
Is it kind of one of those for better, for worse kind of things?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. It's kind of for better, for worse.
Sure.
We've kind of been together and for better.
I would tell you I am less talkative
today than you were?
Than I was, yes.
No, we've taken the talking out of you?
There's some of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's just like I just am looking for silence. Just looking for silence.
It probably doesn't come as any shock. I probably talk as much today as I did,
Yeah, that's great.
10, 15 years ago when I started this thing.
Yeah. I just didn't, I enjoy time where I'm just not talking.
Jamie time.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah. I got you.
I've never been someone that's real good at I can't work or focus like when there's a lot going on around me. I'm not really good at focusing, so I can't sleep if I can hear noise. I can't sleep if I can see light really well. And so I need some blinders, I guess, like the horses that we talked about.
Yeah.
And so anyway, that's where I'm just someone that doesn't I don't want to be working and have the TV on behind me or the radio on behind me. I need to not be hearing other things, And if I read a book and I'm hearing someone talk to me close by, I'll finish the page and be like, I don't even remember anything I read in this page because I was hearing the conversation.
You go back then and reread it?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's just I think that's my inability to really, I'm not great at focusing. That's why I need it to be quieter. I don't need a lot going on around me.
The locker room back there that you work outside of, you just, you'd like to have
locker room,
padded walls. Well,
I would love padded walls. I would absolutely love those walls to be insulated, so I could hear less
childish behavior that goes on between Clint Scott and Choice Woodman, and Snead comes in and, upsets the apple cart, and Lucas White. I got his name right.
Yeah.
Lucas White.
I noticed I haven't heard you mention yourself at all here.
Well, I mean,
every time you come in to ask 50 questions to Rob Bro,
what do you know?
Tell him the insight that you've heard about and all that. Yeah, I can hear every bit of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I try not to do that. I mean, I've tried to be less of that because I know that irritates you, and I don't want to irritate you. I'm trying to be less of that.
You do you, man. It's your
irritating.
world. It's not my building.
Yeah. Nor mine at all.
You keep using this word. Try. I don't think it means what you think it means.
We
gonna talk sports now?
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Absolutely.
I mean, we've got another minute.
Well, I had something I was going to get to, and then I got
Instead, we talked about Jamie wanting silence.
I got distracted.
And talking. We talked about talking.
I talk.
Okay. We can talk about this a little bit more as well as we get closer to 8 o'clock. But they listed college football's 26 most important transfers for 2026. Okay. And I was like, well, of course, Brendan Sorsby would have made this list. But a Red Raider did make this list, Jamie. And it's a guy that we have not seen play yet. It's a guy that you really hope can be a big factor for you. But his name is Mateen Ibaroba. And I feel like he's a guy that we haven't really talked a whole lot about. When you
partly because we struggle to say his name.
Right. But I think I'm pretty close. Ibaroba. He's from Wake Forest and led him last year. Well, I don't know if he led him, but he had 21 tackles, 3.5 for loss, and a couple of sacks and a forced fumble.
I think he's a really important addition. Obviously, you lost some quality guys in the middle there, and he's apparently a stud. So I think he could be absolutely huge for this defense. And one of the things that was great last year was the depth that you had in the interior part of your defensive line.
But he's listed as the 5th most important transfer on this list right now of the top 26. Now, Sorsby was before the suspension or the gambling that's taking him out of the mix for the moment, but we'll get to more of that later.
This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Jamie's question of the day on Double T 97.3 is brought to you by Connecticut of West Texas.
All right, so we've talked a little college football today as far as different things that the coaches have asked for, and we'll see if any of them come to fruition. But I'm going to give you some power today.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going to tell you that
hopefully I don't abuse it.
You can make a rule involving anything with the scheduling of college football. It can be scheduling of the transfer portal. It can be scheduling of when the season starts, when the season ends, what you do in the regular season, who you play. I mean, just anything that has to do with scheduling. What rule are you putting into place?
Man, I don't care how they do it, but I want this time eliminated between the end of the regular year and the conference championship games and the end of the regular season. I want it shrunk. So I'm with the coaches. I want the college football season to end on or before the second Monday of January. I think that's plenty long enough. I'd love for it to end on New Year's Day, but that's just not realistic. I would even love for it to end on the first Monday in January. I don't think that's realistic because that would have been the 5th this year. But the next year on the January 5th, 2026. So I'm going to go with the coaches and say the second Monday of January. That's when the season ends. Figure it out.
I'm going to go with the one that I kind of alluded to earlier today. Second transfer portal window open in May. You can only enter the transfer portal once, either the early one after the season or the one after everybody is done with spring practices. to me, it protects the guys. It still allows the guys that know they want to leave. They know they're going after the big bucks. They know NIL money's rich and they can go get someplace else. But it protects the guys that stick around and their coach comes and says, listen, I don't have a spot for you anymore. Let me help you find a place to play next year.
Okay.
You can only enter one of the two, but there are two.
I have two that I'm really fighting with here.
Are they named Chuck and Jamie?
No.
I mean, Chuck and Jeff?
Fighting with himself.
No, I am going to say that Power 4 schools can only play Power 4 schools. Non-conference is all Power 4 schools. All of it. That's it. There are none of these boring blowout matchups in non-conference play.
I'd
Play games that entertain the fans.
I'd be for that.
Yep. That. The other one that I was fighting with that I really want to is that every team in the conference gets 3 teams that are considered their rivals, and they are on the schedule every single year. Meaning TCU, Baylor, Oklahoma State, we play them every single year.
Yeah. I'd be...
Sorry if I miss Cincinnati every once in a while. Not going to kill me if I miss Arizona State, even though I think that's becoming a good rivalry too.
Mm-hmm.
But give me Baylor, TCU, Oklahoma State every single year.
Do you lose Oklahoma State, though, for Houston?
No.
Yeah, to
Because
me,
wouldn't the state of Texas...
That's fair. If you had to do that, I could accept that.
And I don't like that idea
because you
either.
can't make them all rivals. That's fair. That's fair. So there's going to be some like that are tough, but you know you're going to get it every year.
I just feel that Oklahoma State rivalry is first of all, it's been around for so long and it's been so good, and the games have been.
I will tell you, I would if they put the Red Raiders with Houston and said Oklahoma State, I wouldn't be outraged. I think that's fair.
I don't like it, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I could see that being... The Texas schools play each other. The North...
That's fair.
Former Big 12... former Big 8 schools play each other.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, can I ask you a question, Chuck?
Sure.
You just did.
Can I ask you another one?
Yeah.
No, like we did the whole thing. I hope there was liner and everything.
Absolutely.
Why? I mean, you had the power to change anything that you could change.
Mm-hmm.
And you wanted this over by the second Monday of January.
Mm-hmm.
If it goes to the third Monday of January, what's the knock? What is disappointing to you?
But that means that probably there's not a 16-team or 24-team college football playoff. That means that there's probably still some time.
Wouldn't it be more likely if you had more teams that it would go longer?
No, because I think eliminating. I don't think you're going to be able to eliminate the conference championship games. I just don't think you're going to be able to do that. I do think, though, that you should be able to play the next week, with regard to the college football playoffs and get them started.
So your point is not, I need this to be, because there's not like something on the second Tuesday of January that you need to focus on to not watch college football games anymore, right? Okay. So your issue is you want the weeks in between to go away.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a different answer.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a different answer.
That's why I feel like if you make a hard rule of second Monday in January, then they'll have to back it up.
But if there are more college football playoff games, that necessarily is not. You're still going deeper into January.
Potentially, but I mean, if you go back, if you start week 0 like with everybody playing, then I mean, I like the rivalry weekend on Thanksgiving weekend, but I'm an NFL guy, so I mean,
Playoffs start January 10th.
Yeah,
this past year, and the second round of the playoffs is the 17th, which would be the
Complain about your NFL, too, because it's going longer now, too.
You know,
he
you're
doesn't.
right.
No, he wants more of that.
Yeah.
He wants more of that.
I mean, for me, being a college baseball guy, I despise the fact that the Super Bowl is going to be the opening week of college baseball season next year. Yeah, I despise it. Yeah.
Is the Super Bowl the 22nd or is it the 15th?
15th.
Okay. Yeah. I with regard to the college football playoffs, unless Texas Tech's involved, I'm probably watching more of an NFL game against a college football playoff game than
So you
that.
just want it to be done.
I
just want it to be out of the way of your NFL games. That's a fair answer.
But I want the time reduced.
Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Morning with Jamie Lent and Jeff McGuire. I'm Chuck Heinz. Thanks for being with us. We come to you from the First United Bank studio. Thoughts, comments, Yates Flooring Center chat line. Go to doublet973.com for that of the mobile app. Visual Edge IT hotline is open to 806-771-0973. So I want to get into this, but before I do that, I want to pose something to you that I think is just kind of occurred to me. I want to get into this, the important transfers for 2026. Quarterbacks, pass rushers, things like that. This is a CBS Sports article that came out, and one of Texas Tech's defensive linemen is listed as number 5. But inside the article, before they even get started, they say that Brendan Sorsby, Texas Tech quarterback, would have been inside the top 5 were it not for him at the moment, stepping away and seeking help for his gambling addiction. But then it occurred to me, Jamie, the NCAA has yet to rule on this, all right, in terms of his eligibility. They haven't said he's ineligible.
Right.
They haven't said you're suspended. They haven't said, Texas Tech hasn't said he's suspended. All Texas Tech has said is he is stepping away from the football program while he seeks help for a residential program to assist him with his gambling addiction. I mean, he's not going to cure it in 30 days. I mean, anybody and I have not suffered from or been in where I would say I needed treatment for anything. I mean, there might be some that think I do, but I don't, at this point in time, have any problems. I don't think, at least any that I care to admit. At any rate, does the NCAA have to rule on him? Like, let's say Sorsby comes back. So Sorsby comes back and says, I'm out of the treatment program. I'm here for summer school. I'm here to work 7-on-7. Okay. It's not like Texas Tech's got to go to the NCAA and say, hey, Mr. Sorsby has returned to our football program. Is he eligible to play?
Now, the NCAA, okay, help me out here. The NCAA let Texas Tech know that they were going to do an investigation. Is that accurate?
I think that's accurate, yeah.
Okay. That's around the time that the Red Raiders announced that Brendan Sorsby was heading to a treatment facility.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I think the timeline is April the 14th, Tech was made aware, and then,
okay.
that
so they have said
10 days.
They have said that there's an investigation.
Yeah.
Okay. Your question again to me is?
They have not said he's ineligible to play this coming year.
Correct, because they're doing the investigation first, right?
Yeah. So
if they've told Texas Tech there's an investigation, surely at some point they're going to tell Texas Tech what the investigation found, and because of that, Brendan Sorsby is eligible, or Brendan Sorsby is going to be suspended for 2 games, 8 games, the rest of his career, whatever. Right?
I guess.
I mean, if you tell somebody we're investigating you, I think you probably owe them to say, hey, all clear or not clear.
Yeah, you would think. I mean, it's in the note here from CBS Sports says, note, Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby was inside the top 5 of this ranking prior to last week's, and this is, we know when it was, indefinite leave of absence from the program to enter treatment for gambling addiction. His eligibility for the 2026 season is unknown while the NCAA completes its investigation into Sorsby's alleged betting history. Okay?
I guess you asked the question. My answer is yes. I think they do have to announce something about Brendan Sorsby at some point.
Okay. Now you're probably right, but I mean, it just kind of occurred to me. It's like, well, they haven't said that he isn't, so do they have to say that he is?
Yeah, that doesn't mean that they have to make an announcement publicly, but they at least have to let Texas Tech know.
Yeah, to say, hey, this gentleman that you have, this player that you have, our ruling right now is he is ineligible for the 2026 season, or our ruling is he is out for the first 5 games, 6 games, 4 games, pick 6 that he can't play in.
This is the second time I've heard somebody reference that. Pick which games he can't play in. When in the history of ever has that been a case?
I don't know. There's the rules are allowed to be changed or fluctuated or things along those lines.
Okay, so week 2, that's a tough one. I want to be there for that one. But week 3, man, they're terrible. It's an FCS school. Yeah, I'll suspend me for that one. You got Baylor. They're not any good. Okay, yeah, I'll be out for that one. Arizona State's coming. No, I'll play in that one. That one's good. Yeah, when in the history of ever have we just been able to pick and choose which games we're suspended for? Now there have been appeals. Yeah. Like until the appeal is over, you play. Yeah. Or they're going to hear but never in the history of ever have you could just pick and go suspend 1, play 2, suspend 1, play 2. That's never been the case.
My favorite are the appeals for one game to finish out an important series, and then now I'll do my suspension.
Oh yeah, that one makes me want them to be punished extra.
It does, but it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, or somebody does something in the postseason. Major League Baseball's done this.
Oh yeah.
They'll be suspended for the first 5 games of the upcoming regular season.
Yeah, it's like,
why don't you suspend them for a spring training game?
Yeah.
No, if you do something wrong in the postseason, you should sit in the postseason.
Yeah. This from
But Jamie, that's when people are watching.
Center chat line. You may not have to, but you would be dumb not to. You don't want to play a player that could become ineligible when you know that there is that possibility.
No question. And that's why the NCAA has to let Texas Tech know something.
You would think, right?
School year starts, yes.
And you would like to think that they could do that before the June 30th deadline for Sorsby to go into the supplemental draft.
You want to know it as soon as possible so Texas Tech can make plans otherwise. And when I say plans, that means give all the reps to somebody else.
Yeah, and I think that's probably the case right now. And I think, with regard to whether it's, A, B, or C, and then you've got Will Hammond, and there's reports that his knee is healing very well, which is great to hear.
Will Hammond is not A, B, or C?
Well, I mean, not right now because he's not able to practice at full speed.
He's not available, therefore he's not an A, B, or C.
Yeah, he's not available right now. I think he's probably available to a certain degree, but I mean, he's not available to take a hit right now.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But if he's going to be ready week 3 or whatever, week 4, he's magically ready to start, you would think he could he's, in the weeks leading up to that, he's going to be able to practice.
My guess he's getting pretty close.
Yeah.
My guess is
he just can't take hits.
Yeah.
This has been the Morning Drive Podcast, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Check out our library of Double T 97.3 podcasts at doublet97.3.com.